dear Pisces. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of December 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Sagittarius season, so wish all Sagittarius out there a happy birthday. I hope you have had a lovely November. I myself have had time to recuperate and have some days off, and I've been able to both rest and get a lot of things done that was falling behind. So also feel up to speed with the personal readings, and if you want one of those, you can go to my website www.queenofcupstarot.se and check out the process. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so hit that thumbs up button for your sign. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for sun, moon and rising, or however you want to use them. For some people, the story I read can be in the reversed. The energy is the same. You're all part of the same drama depicted in the cards, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. For this reading, I will use the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargom, illustrated by Will Worthington, and I will start shuffling your cards. So my dear Pisces, see what's going on with you here. So when I open the deck, I see the Lady and Four of Wands. So it seems like Pisces have had very pleasant times. The Lady is it's home, it's close relationships, it's sharing love, showing consideration for each other, having riches. It's the basic for economy. And here we have also a little bit the same thing. Four of Wands, it's the home, and here we can see the fireplace in the middle of the home, the heart of the home. The Four of Wands is kind of your boundaries, but in the same time it's very airy and open here. So it seems like you are in a good place. You love yourself. You might have been doing something to redecorate your house or to clean out the clutter, so you are more comfortable in your house, or maybe you have done the same to your body, or both simultaneously, and therefore you are now more comfortable in your body. You're loving yourself. You're building a great foundation for yourself with being calm and harmonious and happy for the small things, grateful for the small things. You might have been enjoying good food, good company of friends, or just doing the things that makes you feel happy. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Seven of Cups with the Lady. So it seems like there's still some, you can see this beautiful water here is running smoothly by, but this is a little bit stagnant, or it might be a well with underground water coming up. So there might be still some emotions that is left uninvestigated. Okay, but this situation, this what you had with the Lady and the Four of Wands, makes a beautiful setting for going deeper. When you don't have so much actual problems, you can take time out, meditate or do mindfulness exercise and just stay with your body and see what comes up, what's still there to be healed. So for example, taking a lovely bath, putting up candles along the bathtub and just staying and feeling your feelings. So also the most uncomfortable feelings can be dealt with in the most comfortable of places, and making also this exercise with dealing with these painful things to a pleasure. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have King of Wands with the Seven of Cups. So some of you might be having something that is not dealt with together with a Leo, Sagittarius or an Aries person, or any person that has this kind of personality of the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is an entrepreneur. It's a entrepreneur, and it's a person being very passionate both in love and career. It's a brave person that creates a lot of luck for themselves wherever they go. So King of Wands might be a person that has a certain power over your life, or a person that you feel in some way connected to, but in a way that is a little bit scary for you. So it might be that this person is triggering special emotions within you that makes you fall out of harmony. It might also be that when you are in the comfort of your home with your friends doing cozy things, you feel well, but as soon as you're going to do something that requires you to be successful, or that will put you in the risk of being successful, you might start to get scared. Maybe you still have low self-esteem in some departments. Maybe there's still things that you believe that you can't do, and that is uninvestigated. So you probably need to go there and prove to yourself that you can have success and be over and done with that. So I don't think Pisces need to be particularly scared. Okay. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. So I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success, High Priestess, Pisces, and the Alchemist, the Ferret, it's Sagittarius. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so it might be that you are not always trusting your intuition and you don't think that your intuition will lead to success. So there might still be some parts of you that doesn't trust yourself and don't think that you're worthy, but the cards kind of prove you wrong, that you are actually worthy and that you're very special. You have very special talents. You shouldn't compare yourself with others, because your talents might be in an area where the person you're looking at don't have talents, and they have talents where you don't have them. So to compare is probably not particularly healthy. Just turn to yourself and look at what you have to offer. Don't start to compare what you have to offer with what others have to offer. Because I think these kind of comparisons might make you feel insecure. We can have this society is valuing certain personality traits. It doesn't mean that the universe values the same personality traits. Okay, so just be yourself. You are unique. You are here for a reason, and to fulfill those reasons, you need to trust yourself and have confidence in that what you bring is enough. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in for a few seconds to your energy, Pisces, and this reading for December. Okay, so my dear Pisces, see what's going on with you. This is your future there. And this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past here we have a Queen of Cups. That might be Cancer, Scorpio, or you, Pisces, showing Queen of Cups dipping her toes here in that watery well. So it's kind of the scene with you in the bathtub, taking the temperature on your own emotions, getting friendly with them, actually kind of honoring the moon, honoring your intuition, honoring your fear, because the fear is red flags. They are showing you something that you need to be aware of. Emotions, scary emotion, it is like the dashboard in your car, having a blinking oil light telling you that there's not enough oil to continue the ride, for example. And if we ignore that, we might end up with engine that doesn't work and a car that is kind of useless. So we might fear itself. We fear our emotions. We fear going into the dark and checking out what it is that we have missed. But if we get brave enough to not fear, but actually start to become very calm with this and take it as routine to listen to our emotions, we will become much more well off, because we start to listen to the signals, and it will lead us on the right path which we are supposed to walk on. Okay, so this is your now, and here we have a Princess of Swords. So when we have been in the Queen of Cups and felt our emotions, reconnected with our intuition, reading the signals, feeling our way, we might come up with certain epiphanies, certain insights that we need to share. But here with the Princess of Swords, we are probably beginners with this. We are not used to being so frank and honest with things. So it's might be a little bit scary, and in the beginning we might not be as diplomatic and skilled with this, with telling the truth, as we will be when we have practiced more. But we need to start somewhere, and Princess of Swords is a perfect way to start, with telling the truth. Either you do it in a skilled way or not. You are practicing in first listening to your intuition and then communicating what your findings. Okay, and this is your future, and here we have the Four of Wands. So this is how you build up your own self-trust, by actually starting to trust yourself and not believing that you are fearful and that is something you need to avoid. You are fearful and that is worth investigating. It's always coming beautiful knowledge out of these situations when we are facing our fear or facing our emotions by about certain things. We might try to want to endure things that feels uncomfortable, and yes, sometimes we need to endure, but when we have endured, we can go back and investigate, okay, why did I feel so uncomfortable? And next time we might be able to address and make that situation better for everyone involved, probably. For example, you are on a business meeting with a client. The client is rude. You are not expecting that. So you are trying to endure the situation and keep on being polite, even if that person isn't particularly polite. But in this mix with the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Wands, it's like you are mixing this pot, the alchemic pot that we saw, the Temperance card, and you're mixing it together, and out comes a new concept for next time you are meeting that client or that kind of client. You will have found a better way to deal with that than to just endure. Okay, so this is your past here, and we have the Three of Pentacles there, to no surprise. I think a lot of the signs had Three of Pentacles. Taurus, definitely. Maybe some of the signs I did yesterday, Virgo, Aries, Libra, had the Three of Pentacles as well. Maybe even in the same position. And it shows you doing a great work and kind of for yourself, knowing that you are doing a great work. The cat here shows that you are self-confidence. It strokes towards you, and it has the same colors as this man's trousers, so kind of shows that they are the same. So the person is calm and cool and confident in that they are good enough. Most cats are, okay? But the people watching might be criticizing or might be wondering, how is this person doing that? Or might have better ideas of how to do it. It's very easy when you're watching to have a lot of thoughts of how things should be done. So it can be a challenge when you have someone watching over your shoulder when you're working, because they always seems to have greater ideas how you should do things. And often you can use these greater ideas because these people actually have a good viewpoint. When you step back from this picture, you can see, oh, it's not, it's on its way to get a little crooked here. Maybe you should do the thing is here between a little bit more to the right. Yes, okay, so great. So it doesn't have to be a negative thing, but we need to be able to sort. Is it reasonable, the things that these people are saying, or isn't it? Some people might be getting very unsure and start to get angry at this crowd here because they don't have the self-esteem enough to trust in their own work, and taking the advices or not taking them, depending on their own judgment skills. Okay, this was a good idea, that wasn't. So it's a situation that easily can become a conflict if a person is insecure, but it doesn't have to. If this person don't take the advices or the questions negatively or personally. Okay. Three of Pentacles. It's usually working together, but here it's more one person working and the other one watching. And here we have the 10 of Cups together with this. So when we are dealing with relationships, we want to have harmony. We want to also be in relationships because it makes us feel good. People that are in healthy relationships lives longer. So it's very crucial to learn how to be in relationships and thriving. It is so valuable. So here with the Three of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, learn how to separate yourself from others and not identify all the time with every little thing that a person says and does. We can be very touchy-feely, and even if the person has the best intentions here, if they ask, should we serve the drinks now? Maybe this person starts to feel, maybe I forgot, maybe I should have done this a long time ago, and get edgy on this person for saying, should we serve the drinks now? And they just came up with the idea, maybe we should serve the drinks now, and starting to feel thirsty, but this person took it as a negative thing. So I'm thinking, actually you have beautiful, beautiful situations, beautiful, beautiful relationships. And if anything is troubled at all, it's because it's some kind of an internal thing going on where you are a little bit, you're taking in the tiniest little detail. And it's good that you do, because you are the Queen of Cups, so you are very sensitive. But most of these things can be dealt with inside. And also you could comfort yourself inside and say, no, probably she was just thirsty. Okay, it was probably nothing personal. And you can calm yourself down, and you can get back your balance. It seems like you are in a very, very beautiful situation, but I feel this energy of maybe it's being so beautiful that when we are in paradise, we tend to only be in paradise for a few days, and then we start to look at the things that might be wrong. The guy I met, he's too kind, or my friends, they have overstayed their welcome, or whatever is going on. And here we have also the Lovers. So with Three of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the Lovers, it seems like you are in a beautiful, lovely, paradisic situation. I can't see whom with. If it might be a friend, or it might be just with yourself and your family, because I don't see like who, a specific person, if it's not another Pisces or a Cancer or a Scorpio, or a person that's like this, very warm and generous and empathic, but also very sensitive. It's like a person being able to telepathically communicate with you. Sometimes the Queen of Cups is someone that knows your deepest secret without you having to reveal them. They can see on the smallest little face, like the smile or the eyes, that you are happy, or that you are not happy, or you took that criticism good, or you didn't take it good. But whatever, what we're seeing here is a beautiful situation. And I'm still sensing that you, Pisces, might be doing this beautiful situation into a situation where you are a little bit on edge. When are the next shoe going to drop? It's just like you can't really relax with this situation being totally harmonious. Okay. So, and that was in the past, looks blissful enough. And here we had the Princess of Swords, so the one that kind of, it's like a spying energy. So it's, first you are detecting with your very keen emotions what is going on. And then the Prince of Swords might start to think what that might mean, trying to interpret it logically. Okay. Next card here is a Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands is a situation when we are carrying a big burden. So it seems like maybe the harmonious situation is coming because you have held your mouth shut and you're not saying the things that you need to say, or it comes because you have made great effort. This person is bending their back under a big load and going uphill. So it seems like there's a little bit of a struggle. And we have Ten of Wands here, Ten of Cups here. Maybe these beautiful situations that you are presenting here, Pisces, is coming to a little bit of a price, okay? And that price is that you might be working very hard without asking for help, or you might be holding back on a lot of things that you see, but you don't want to disrupt the harmony. And I'm not saying anything about either. I'm just noticing, okay? And here we have a Princess of Wands. So Princess of Wands is communication. It's a longing for social situations. So I'm thinking the Princess of Wands here, and the Princess of Swords has a little bit different view on this. The Princess of Wands is very sure that she can take on whatever happens. So if people are rude, if something is going like south, being more disharmonic, she will be able to cope with it, whatever it is. So she can continue being social, while the Princess of Swords is more like a very thin antenna up in the ether, and she can be a little bit more she needs to rely more on her logic to not be put in dangerous situations or situations that will make her shy away or become scared. So it's a little bit different energies here, but it might be two ways that you are approaching things. Some days you feel open for everything and you can take on whatever comes. Other days you feel a little bit more fragile for what people say or what they do. And you might need to take that mood swing a little bit into consideration. This might also be two different people. Princess of Swords and Princess of Wands is both messengers, and it's masculine energy of air and fire. So it seems like you have a little bit of a plan and you want it to go accordingly with what you are planning. You are prepared to put a great deal of work into this. So it might be that you are planning a party, you are planning for your future, how you want things, what kind of people you want in your life. And it's very crucial for you that it becomes in the way that you have planned. So you want certain people to participate. So you need to keep them friends, and so that they will stay with you and do this thing that you have wanted to do. And here we have a Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles might be a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus person in your life. And it comes underneath the Lovers. So some of you might be involved romantically with an earth sign, most pointing to Virgo, but it can be any person that's like this. Queen of Pentacles is very sturdy. She's like a rock solid person. She has a good confidence. She trusts her own abilities. She's a great teacher. She has this motherly warmth, and she can also be like a person you can easily have confidence to tell the most your problems, and this person will have a good down-to-earth solution to those problems. It can also be a person that's very helpful in the kitchen, in the garden. They know around craftsmanship, so you can rely on them when it comes to cooking a good dinner or fixing something that's broken or whatever is needed. So here it might be some kind of career choice for you actually. Maybe your relationship is rather fine, but you have some doubts when it comes to your career. But from what I see, you have the best capacity to create whatever career you want. It seems very like you can trust yourself also there, both when it comes to relationship and when it comes to your career, or when it comes to doing things. It doesn't have to be career. It can just be, I don't know if I'm confident enough to paint this furniture. Maybe it's going to be all wrong. So instead of doing it, you might be hesitating. But if you would do it, I think you would be surprised by the result. If you dare to do something. So what I said earlier about being brave, it usually makes you also very lucky, because if you are brave, you do stuff, you put the one foot in front of the other, and it turns out either lucky or not lucky. But if you don't do anything, you won't be lucky. At least you can still be unlucky, because you can still be stuck in a situation that's not where you need to put in a lot of effort. It seems like you have put in a lot of effort here, and it's a little bit a question if this effort, if it pays off. It might be that you are working very hard to make people happy, but maybe you work too hard. Maybe you don't need to work this hard to make people happy. Maybe you need to find out how you can make yourself happy and not people. Okay. So in the now, it looks very straightforward. If you want to do something, you don't have to do it with, like many people before they do a thing, they worry. But then when they actually do the thing, it was not so much to worry about. It was actually nice. So if you have felt either lazy or scared for big burdens of work, just start with some small little thing. If you need to clean your house, start with one drawer or the kitchen table, and just do one little thing each day, and you will be able to complete big masses of work in a very skilled way. I don't see any obstacles except your own mindset, that you might not have the confidence, but the end result looks perfect. Okay, so here is the future, and here we have a Queen of Swords. So we had the Princess of Swords first, and here she has turned to Queen of Swords, and I'm thinking that is when you start to trust yourself. It's like I feel I can breathe finally, because first I was anxious. If I start to do this, paint my drawer, will I hate it afterwards? But actually you didn't. So I think this with actually doing things, one small thing at the time, and letting everything be a success, because you give it enough time and you don't stress to it, and you just do it piece by piece, given in the effort that's needed, it's giving you success. So with Queen of Swords, now you also have the confidence that you are right, that you have the right kind of idea. Some of you might have felt like you are a little bit dumb and you can't do things in the same way that other people do it, but maybe it's because you thought that you were dumb and therefore you stressed. And now when you think that you're not, things are going much better. So we have a lot of queens here. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. It also opened with the Empress card. So I'm thinking it's the feminine side of you that have had a little bit bad confidence and thinking that it was not good enough. Maybe you didn't trust your own instincts, you didn't trust your own emotions, you didn't trust your own craftsmanship in the hands. But now it seems like you are getting on top of this, and actually it's like you're harmonizing or calibrating this your own self-esteem, and it actually doesn't seem particularly troublesome. It seems like you just need to become friends with yourself and start saying nice things to yourself, doing nice things for yourself, giving yourself time to do the things that you want to do, and not put up a long list. All these things needs to do. No, just focus on the one thing that needs to do right now, and do it with happiness and joy, because here it feels like work that's being done with joy and actually making you feel happy and lucky. So I don't see so much a problem. But here we have the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords might again be your little troubled mind and this problem with the self-esteem. So I'm thinking that is really the only thing that Pisces needs to work with in December is your own self-esteem and what you are telling to yourself and how friendly you are to yourself and what you are telling to yourself when it comes to future plans. You might have dreams and ideas, but then you say, no, it's not going to be possible because I'm not strong enough, not skilled enough, I'm not as good as my neighbor. They are so good. They are doing this and this, but I can't. Try to identify when you're thinking like that, and just let yourself continue thinking like that as long as you need. Just be aware of, okay, so now I said to myself that I'm not going to be successful at this. Interesting. Okay, don't start to become like punish yourself also for thinking negative thinking. You don't have to do that. Just notice it. The more you become aware of it, eventually it will change naturally. You don't have to put on a big display or show or start to do some heavy practicing on not thinking negatively. The only thing you need to do is become aware of when you think negative thoughts. When you think that you or other people aren't good enough or not making a big enough effort. I think many of you might feel like you are lazy, but the reason to why you should be lazy is if you are making the thoughts so heavy that your body don't want to move. Okay, so think less and just do things. For example, you might be very worried about something that needs to be done. You need to clean the basement. So you're worrying every day, you're worrying about this basement that needs to be cleaned, and you're worrying, can't sleep at night, there's so much to do, and nothing is being done with the basement. Instead of worrying, take a little box down to the basement and clean out a minimal space. Put the stuff in the box. Next time you go to the store, maybe drop it off on some secondhand store or something that wants to receive these kind of things. Or you can also do something more drastic that takes the burden away. It can be to call someone that buys parts of homes or whole homes and say, take whatever you want from this basement and take everything and throw the things you don't want and sell the things you think have any value. So you can go about it in various different ways, but to think about it is just going to prolong the pain. Okay, Queen of Swords and Seven of Swords. Some of you might be in a relationship with someone that you don't trust. You think that they are kind of out to get you and you just want harmony and fun. But I'm thinking if that's the case, probably this person is suffering from this bad self-esteem kind of thing, and that's why they're acting a little bit difficult, or it's like you can't really reach them. And here we actually have the Lord as well. So the Lord comes underneath the Lovers, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm thinking this with putting in action is, in whatever situation you're in, putting in action, clear communication is what's going to help you. And you don't seem to be in big problems. And now suddenly there's a lot of people here, but I can't really see who is the one that you have this beautiful relationship with, because it's a lot of options here. Queen of Cups it's a lot of people. It might be a lot of people that you have these kind of troubles with. It might be that you have these troubles on work, maybe in friendship relationships against your mother and sister, maybe with elderly relatives, different things. Maybe they make you feel inferior in some way. But actually all these people are here to love you in one way or another. They are actually choosing to spend time with you. So maybe you can take that as a first proof of their love. And they don't have to love you to the moon and back. Maybe it's just enough that they want to spend time with you now and then. And if that's not enough for you, you need to be the one putting boundaries instead of worrying about their contribution or their non-contribution. It seems like Pisces will have a very beautiful time in the month of December. January might come with a little bit of hangover and a lot of things that needs to be done, but if you just put some action into it, see very smartly and keenly what needs to be done and just do it, but don't overdo it. With the Lovers here and the Queen of Pentacles, it's very crucial to be very nice towards your body. Maybe some of you are recovering from some exhaustion or some situation where you have overworked a little bit, and you need to be a little bit smarter with how you work from now on, so you don't restrain yourself or put too much pressure on yourself. If you're asking about a difficult love relationship, I think that you are going to find someone to love, but you don't think that you will. So mostly your thinking is in the way. So if you start to think positively about things, you can see this for yourself. If you are looking at things that you have been thinking positively of, and where you don't, in these areas of your life where you're not so anxious, it kind of becomes every day, and it works. For some people, it's very easy to own a car. The car doesn't ever have problems, and you can go back and forth to your work, to store, pick up kids, do all these things. The car just works. And so you are not anxious about how it's going to be to own a car, and how much work it's going to be to own a car, and how much it's going to break down. And you don't worry about all these kind of things, preparing for the worst all the time. But there can be other people in your surrounding having big troubles with cars, and they are worrying, and they are taking safety measurements, and they are talking about it excessively. So if you have an area of your life, for example, love, where you worry a lot, you will also have a lot of problems. So I think the only thing Pisces needs to do is to worry less. Okay, I will read the Seven of Swords card for you, because it also have some good advices in this book here. Seven of Swords. Sevens are always challenges, and here it's a mental challenge, how to come on top of your thinking, and just using thinking as a tool, not as a torture tool. Okay. There are at least two distinctly different interpretations that may apply to this card in a reading. One suggests that the agile and insightful quality represented by swords and the intellect, combined with the mystical and courageous voyaging quality of the number 7, creates an exciting atmosphere which acts like a breath of fresh air. It's like having very clear thinking and being able to be very wise and solve most of your problems with your head. New ideas challenge old assumptions, insight and fresh ideas spring up, and great progress is made. The other interpretation relates to a more controlled use of the intellects. Someone with a highly developed mind may meet a challenge with a strategy that could be bold and daring, or simply cunning and manipulative. You may be using your intellect, your wit, or your charm to gain an advantage or recover something that has been lost, but you need to be careful that you don't start believing that the end justifies the means, or that you slip into Machiavellian behavior in which you scheme and manipulate to get what you want. In a more general sense, the card may be referring to research or strategy planning, or possibly to espionage, deceit, or escape. So we have a little bit spying going on here. So what I told you I didn't see someone else here, but there was a lot of loving cards. So I'm thinking maybe Pisces have been for a little bit to themselves, maybe not having a romantic partner, for example, or not spending so much time with them, and therefore being happy. And when the partner reappears in your life, also the cunning and scheming and manipulation and domineering and gossip and espionage comes back. That might be a point for some of you to look at. Okay. And I will take from Mario Duguay's Oracle of the Angels some cards for you, or one card for you, Pisces. Whatever the divine decides. Believe in dreams. Yes, believe in your dreams, because you have, I think you have the possibility to create whatever on your own. If you just do one little thing at the time, you will be very successful. Do it and enjoy doing it. And the work itself will become a practice to become happy. You may be encountering some obstacles and challenges which you feel are standing in the way between you and your dreams. Don't be disheartened. Your effort will soon be rewarded. Continue to do whatever you can to move towards achieving your dream. Even the smallest step will make a big difference at this time. If you don't feel supported by those around you, draw on your own inner strength and do the believing for them. Acknowledge your value and fill your mind with positive thoughts about your future success. I remain confident and determined even in the facts of challenge. I draw on my inner strength to help me keep focused on my dream. I rejoice in the success that is coming to me. So it might be that you have wanted other people to love your ideas and participate in them. And it seems like this is a possibility for them to do so. But if there sometimes is resistance from people that you wish to contribute, just go on alone and maybe they will catch up with you and cause some troubles when they do. So it's nice to have people around, but sometimes we also need to identify that we might be able to do things better on our own. That doesn't mean you should continue to always be on your own, but that could give you much more confidence when it comes to relationships. Maybe you don't have to have this person around all the time. Maybe it would just be a burden. So maybe you can be more happy spreading the love around, being with more different people, not always being with your partner or your best friend, but also being with other people that can contribute. So you don't have to wear out one relationship or wear out yourself with that relationship. Okay, so I'm going to take a card from Notes from the Universe with Mike Dooley. See what's going on with Pisces. Okay. Oh, it was a big pile. I will close my eyes and choose. I choose everyone. They were hot, all of them. So turn on your love light. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me, the universe. So it seems like you have been loving like crazy because it's very loving here. So maybe you just decided that you didn't want to think bad about people. You just wanted to enjoy their company, and you have been able to do so for quite some time here with the beautiful upper row there. So that was a practice that worked. Give yourself much more credit. That's really necessary for Pisces to work on. A stranger than strange, preponderance to ponder. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships. And those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. Oh, see, wow, even though I used preponderance ineptly, this one is really good. Please ponder, the universe. So if you have punished yourself for not being able to be in healthy relationships, it might be that you are so skilled on relationship that you are actually being given the worst ones, because the universe believes in your capacity to reach whatever heights is needed to reach. There is a deeper reasons for each of your questions. Seek it. Yeah, questions. And also all these harmonies. It's very giving when it comes to answers. Guidance, attention, help, maybe. Love always. Criticism, never. The question was what to give others, if anything at all. Give them guidance, attention, help, love, and not criticism. You can give them help, you know, these people here giving you a lot of help. You can tell them like, oh, it could be more to the left. But if you get a negative reaction, maybe the person isn't ready for this, okay? Isn't it fun being you, the universe? Yeah, you have so much power to do things, either in this way or in that way. You can try so many different ways and see what works for you. You needn't worry. There's no one in your life who hasn't always loved you. They're all just learning how to show it. Big sillies, the universe. Yes, okay. So, in this reading, it seems like Pisces loves a lot, but feeling like the love isn't mutual or you're not really supported. But I don't think that is really true. It might be just different ways that people show it. And also that you are in love with or love people that are not always so easy also. And that doesn't change the fact that you love them, but it don't change the fact that they are not always easy. Okay, my dear Pisces, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I also want to invite you to the January reading that will perform in the mid of December, and happy holidays to all of you. Bye bye.